Hello everyone. I wanted to share with you just a little preview of the upcoming workshop series that I hope to have out next week. As some of you may have seen, we just finished up a coffee themed workshop where I did a folio and did all sorts of little elements, interactive elements within the folio. We did some envelopes, and I do plan on still doing some journal cards and tags, kind of finishing touches to that coffee themed folio. But I did want to take a moment to share with you of what's coming up in the next project. So I'm going to do a whole nother workshop series, and I cannot wait to share this latest project with you. Now, my inspiration came from a folio that my mom did, and my mom did this like years ago, probably 15, 20 years ago. And when I saw this, I loved the look, kind of that shabby chic look. And although the one that I'm doing is going to be different from this, it's going to be more interactive, and it's going to have the designs from my digital. This is just kind of the inspiration that I wanted to share with you. And so she's got this fun pocket here with some tags. I want to do something where it's a folio, but also incorporate a journal. And that's what I would like to do. So this, again, is going to be different from the project that I end up doing, but there's going to be some similar components. So for example, right here, my mom has this expanding pocket with these nice large tags in there. And she must have done this like 15, I think it was probably like 15 years ago she made this. Here I used the new digital that I'll be coming out with. Again, this will be releasing, it should be next week, early next week, hopefully. And so, yes, that would be kind of, it's going to be different. And then this inner section here, where she's got these flaps, this is where I want to do a hybrid of this flap folio, elements mixed in with some journal pages and just kind of mix things up a little bit. I thought that would be so fun. So anyway, the thing that I loved about this is there's all these beautiful layers, and you have these pockets and these envelopes, and it's just very interactive. And I thought it would be so much fun to take kind of this, layered flap look here and then mix in journal signatures within each flap. I just think that would be so cool, and I haven't done anything like that before. And so that is my plan when I saw this, because I really loved this layered look. I've always loved adding in lots of layers and textures to anything that I do, whether it's a folio or journal. As those of you who, you may have noticed that if you've been following me for quite some time. So that is my idea, and you can see I'm starting here to build that flap section, but now I need to incorporate my signature pages, and I just haven't gotten that far. But I did want to show you that it's coming up, it's in the works, and yeah, I hope to have it finished up over the weekend, maybe early next week, and then I can start releasing the videos. Just to give you a little idea of what comes in the digital collection, and I almost have it all the way done. There's just a few more things that I really need to do. But this is kind of the feel of the new digital collection. So you can see kind of, it's got these Victorian ladies, it has this romantic feel to it, these beautiful florals. And if you watched the previous video, you saw some of the stamps that I was using from Iron Orchid, and some of those transfers that I plan on using as well. And then these are some of the papers. So I will be taking, and yeah, you can just get a little preview here, a little sneak peek of what's coming up. And here I have another little pocket ready to go. There's all sorts of beautiful ephemera. Here's all the ephemera I've been cutting away. And so we'll be introducing all of this into that flap section where I'm going to make all these really gorgeous layers. So for example, we could take like this, and then we could have this go this way, and then we're going to have these coming up from behind and just create this beautiful layered effect with these pockets and flaps and so forth. So that is kind of, what we're going to do. And then in between, we're going to have our signature journal pages. So we might have some envelopes and things like that that we'll just kind of add in here and there. And we're just going to take and layer everything and have fun. So just kind of giving you a little preview of, you know, how all this is going to kind of look. You know, just kind of layer things here and there. And so that's going to be kind of that flap section that you're going to see right along here. The difference is I'm going to mix in those signature journal pages. So that's what's going to go in the center, and we're going to do 3. So right here my mom's only got 1. I'm going to do 3. So on this side she's got this cute little envelope here and another envelope here, and it folds out like so. I really think that's cute. For the center section, I kind of went over it, the flaps and the journal page signatures in between. And then right here, what I'm planning on doing is there's a mailbox that I've been working on, and I don't know if I have it available, but it's an old-fashioned mailbox, and that's going to be attached to this flap. There's going to be a slit here. Underneath, we're going to create a pocket so you can put tags and stuff down, or envelopes or journal cards, through the slot of the mailbox, and that's going to go right there. And so that's how that's going to work. And then I was thinking along this this side here, I want to do something similar to this, but it's going to go the full length, and it's going to be a bundle of the letter diary envelopes and stationery. I did want to show you an actual letter diaries that my mom did. This will give you an idea of the letter diaries part that I was talking about. And what I will probably do is, rather than do an entire letter diaries project, I just wanted to do, you know, maybe something like this to go inside of our folio. But this is like an entire letter diaries collection that my mom did, and so I did want to share it before I mailed it off, just to give you an idea of the inspiration behind this whole letter diaries project and the digital and all of it, where it all came from. So you can all thank my mom. These are just beautiful. I mean, there are all these little envelopes, and she stitches on them and stamps and then does these little collaged works on them, and they have this, you know, these beautiful little pieces of trims and then the distressing, and there's so much work that she puts in just to one envelope, and they just really catch the eye and have this lovely vintage look to them. And then she stuffs them with all sorts of things. So for example, in this one we have, you know, it looks like an envelope, a distressed envelope, but there's places in each thing for you to do your journal entries. And so, you know, that was one of the main things, is making sure in each thing you could write your journal entries. And so that's just, you know, one envelope. I mean, she does this little stamped work here. She just put so much time, and she puts the gilding wax around it and embosses right here. So much work into these. And I like how eclectic they are. You know, she just takes all these vintage images and just, you know, kind of just collages them all onto the envelope. But they just really are so eye-catching. Here's another one where she embossed it, little bits of trim. This is from a digital collection I did a while back ago. And inside of this one, some of the lined papers from some of my past digital collections. mean, each one's like a little piece of art. Let's see, this goes this way. And this is kind of what we'll be doing. Not on this scale again, but we are going to be making some of these envelopes, some of these letter diaries for that one section of our folio that I was talking about, that we would make up some of these and it would all go right, probably right here. And we could do a little stash here and a little stash here. And so that was my thinking of, you know, where we could insert some of these letter diaries. And again, you can see where she embossed and the trims. So that is one little stash of them, and then she's got this one here. And again, beautiful trims. I don't know what she did this one with, but oh, this was just like a envelope that you would get from your mail. But look at how the trims just dress everything up so pretty. And some more lined papers inside. And then again, she did some embossing. Just so pretty. And she's got a cabinet card. I think she made this cabinet card, but you really, I mean, you can't hardly tell. It almost looks like a real cabinet card. And then we got some coffee stained paper. So there was that little bundle there. And then this is probably the amount that we'll do for our folio. It's just like kind of like this much here. And again, she embossed, and we got the gilding wax. Some lined papers. I love how she did these pockets. They're so pretty. And the trims, oh, so pretty. So when you're getting your deluxe kit, and the sample kit will have some of this, but not to the extent of like the deluxe kit. The deluxe kit will have much more as far as the trims and things like that. So if you're wanting to join in on this workshop, it's not too late. I can't remember as far as the deluxe. I know the sample box, there's only a few left. And the deluxe kit, I think there's 10 more slots. Around 10 or something like that. So if you're wanting to get in on that, go ahead, and I will leave I have the link down below, but be sure to sign up, because I hope by next week to start filming and showing you the project, and then I will be shipping out the kits. I think I'm planning those 2 weeks from now. So there's a little bit of time left to get those kits. I love how she did this bag. This is with those 49 and market transfers. Look how pretty. And then I think she stamped that. And then she stamped on some fabric. Little die cut frame. So you can put a little picture in there. Did a little stitching. But just neat little items, again, to put those little journal entries or write, you know, like little diary entries. And then here's a larger envelope. Again, looks like she embossed it. And then we got a stitched envelope here. I love all the elements. You know, the envelopes are so pretty to look at, and then you have all the things inside of the envelopes. Again, just really fun ways to do a diary. As opposed to just having a book as a diary, you have these letter diaries. And my mom's the one who came up with it. I think it was brilliant. She did it many years ago. I would say like over 5 years ago. And we sold out of them. And then she did some more and we sold out of them. And I thought, you know what, for how popular these are, I am just going to do a workshop on them. And I thought we could have some fun making these. Here she took part of a file folder. Look at that. Very pretty. And then on the inside, just we have like a marriage certificate, cute little cabinet card, picture, postcards, all these vintage images, a tag. And there's the family register, family tree. So you could put a little family history in there. And then we have another large envelope. Here she did some stamping. Again, it's all nicely embossed. Beautiful trims. And then again, there's lots of space to do those journal entries. This is from a past digital collection a long time ago. I'll try and link some of these digital collections that I did. I mean, like some of these, I think this is one of the lined papers is what this one's from. I did them so many years ago. Oh, I think there's more in here. And we have a postcard. So there's that bundle, and now we're down to the last bundle. And so again, we have another embossed envelope, beautiful trims. And then we got some coffee stained paper. But I really love, you know, just all the different trims and all the vintage imagery. And I do plan on using some of the transfers, the Iron Orchid transfers, but again, you know, if you can't do If you don't have it in your budget to do the transfers and all of that, I will be putting stuff in your kit that you could substitute. But can you imagine when, you know, if you had this and then you had it all completed with all your entries and then you gave it to a loved one and you just set it aside, and then your grandchild or, you know, your daughter or son or whoever got to take a look at it, and oh, I just think it'd be so neat. You know, just write down all of these lovely memories and then store them in these beautiful envelopes. So I will be sure to incorporate these in the digital collection as well. I really like these envelopes. But it's just, everything's so pretty. And that is my mom's letter diaries that I wanted to share with all of you. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Eye candy. Beautiful eye candy. In this video I showed you some of the envelopes and stationery that I've already done and how I used those stamps from Iron Orchid, those beautiful lace stamps. And if you haven't seen that video, you might want to go and check it out. At the end of this video I'll have it to where you can catch that video if you haven't seen it. But here are some of the envelopes and stationery that I've done. I'm very excited. That's my idea. I wanted to share it with all of you and show you what's coming up in the next workshop. Again, it's going to be quite different from this. This was just my inspiration, and this is a folio that my mom did many years ago, and I just loved some of the elements in it and thought this would be so much fun and just do something different that I haven't done before. And that's what I've really been trying to show all of you with the projects and things that I've been doing. It's just really trying to do different, creative, unique things, give you lots of ideas on how to use stamps and how to do interactive elements within your folio, but just different than what you might normally see. I'll just show you a few more of the papers from the digital. So I do have, like, let's see, I have some of these envelopes that come in the digital. And you know, maybe I might incorporate some of those in there as well. And then there's lots and lots of ephemera. So you'll get lots of that to work with. And here's some of the postcards. Here is another envelope. And then the papers, just give you a little preview here. So again, it's got all those beautiful ladies, the florals. I was having way too much fun. And I can't wait to finish this project. This is the stationery that I used. It started like this, and then when I started stamping, I wanted to leave it kind of plain because I did stamp. So it'll look like this, and then when I was done stamping, it looks like this. So this is before, and this is after. And see how just taking a little bit of a stencil, and this is all stenciled in, distressing it, I added a few little labels, some stamping, but I want to show you how you can take something, you know, simple print, even if it's a simple scrapbook page design, and just kind of elevate it into something like this. So that is, here's another one. Looks like this, and then, you know, it turns into this. And I did stamp this on different papers, so that made a difference, but still, just adding these little stamped details and a little bit of stenciling, it makes all the difference. So that's how I did the stationery. So that comes in the digital, and I will show you step by step how I did that. The 3 stamp sets that I used the Folio Fleur. I used a lot of that. You can see that's where I used that. And then the Metal Lark. And I did show in my previous video all of these stamps, and this is all a new release from Iron Orchid. I just got it in and we just released it yesterday, so it's hot off the press. But this is from the Metal Lark collection stamp set. And then I used the lace one. And you could do something similar with some of the stamps you might have on hand, or just pick out one of the stamp sets. I think these are just stunning, and they can be used in so many different projects, tags and envelopes and packaging, so many different things. But yeah, those were the 3 that I used, and I will probably do more with those. These were so much fun to make, and they're so simple to make. But I'll be showing how I made those. And then let's get back to some of the other papers that come in the collection. So yes, there's just a little preview of the new collection. This is a digi-stamp. This comes with the new digital collection. Again, I hope to have that out early next week. Didn't she turn out beautiful? So I printed her. I ran this through my laser printer, and it's on muslin. I just attached it to some thin copy paper, where I took my tape gun and applied some adhesive on the edge of the paper, and then cut a piece of muslin, ran it through my laser, and it printed beautifully. And so that's what I did here, and I plan on incorporating this into our folio / journal / letter diary keeper project that I will be doing. So yes, that is just a little peek of what is to come. I did want to just do a quick video to let you all know what's coming up ahead, so you could be on the lookout for it and know that yes, another project is coming, because I've had some of you reach out and hope that I was turning around and working on a new project. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the upcoming project idea that I have, and if you're excited, if you'll be following along for another fun workshop, what you think of the new digital collection. And again, be sure to check out the new Iron Orchid collection. And I have most of the collection available. There's just one mold I didn't order, and if you ever want me to get something in or order you something, I'm more than happy to do that for you. If you like these videos, please be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. It would really help me out. And be sure to check out this latest video where I show the latest collection from Iron Orchid, just beautiful new products. I'll be back soon with this whole workshop series that I'll be doing. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking of everything. If you're liking the videos and if you're liking the projects, I would really love to hear your thoughts on everything. I will be back very soon. Again, we'll be starting this new workshop series, and thank you so much for watching.